Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. Hello and welcome if you're new. I'm glad you found me. It's eclipse season. Okay, we just had a solar eclipse in Virgo. In sidereally, it was Leo on the 23rd. Now, I was busy on Friday. I didn't get to the reading, and then Saturday I was recovering from being busy on Friday. So here I am today, a couple days late, but it's not like it's one moment. It has opened a portal between the solar eclipse and then a lunar eclipse on September 7th. So there's a 2-week portal here that we are going to explore. I did a little write up. Believe me, I kept it short because I know I can get wordy. Excuse me. So this eclipse was called the Black New Moon Solar Eclipse. It's the new moon, and it's called the Black Moon because, hang on a second. Oh, that's right. This new moon eclipse is a rarity in that usually each season has 3 new moons, but this summer has 4. And for some reason, the third new moon in a series of 4 is called the Black Moon. So this solar eclipse is a black new moon eclipse. Okay. So in tropical astrology, it's in Virgo, but in sidereal astrology, it's in Leo. It was really a beautiful sight to see on the apps. The sun was conjunct Regulus, the heart star of Leo the lion, and the moon eclipsed it. Okay, poignant energy. This is shadow work. To allow the negative things that diminish the ego to be released, judged, and cleansed in the underworld. In other words, let the past die. Okay? As always with new moons, we do no manifesting during this period. Okay? And especially with the 2 weeks of an eclipse after a new moon. This is a time of release. There's no asking the goddess for favors. There's no asking the universe to start something new. We're not at that point yet. This is a liminal time period. We're in between one doorway and another. Okay, so this is a time. Remember, I was describing it in the other readings as like the dimly lit hallway of the soul journey. Okay, so here we are now. All right, so remember in the readings leading up to this, we had 2 cards with eclipses on them. And the message was about shedding old beliefs that only created chaos or disorder in our minds. But also, Archangel Gabriel made his presence known several times, heralding not only a time of judgment, but of guidance through this dark night. Okay, follow the sound of the trumpet, basically. The new moon solar eclipse energy gives us about a 2-week, quote unquote, dimly lit hallway of inner work, on the other side of which, though, will end with a bright new lunar eclipse, meaning the sun is the brightest, and that'll be on September 7th in Aquarius, the return of the sun after this. Well, not the return of it, but it's like us coming out of the hallway onto a porch in the sunlight. Okay, if we do the inner work, the sun, which represents the ego, our identity, our character, and our nobility, it will be restored. A new dawn, a new day, a new life, if we choose it. So when the sun comes out in the other side and we have the lunar eclipse on September 7th, it will be in Aquarius. Aquarius is a wonderful energy to come out into after this. It's a renewed sense of community, a connection to the world and our place in it. It's breakthroughs in innovation and progress in It's detaching from knee-jerk emotional reactions to look at things civilly and idealistically. But there will always be some in the collective that will choose the less elevated path. With the good comes the bad. That's the nature of the swords that the King and Queen of Swords carry. The King and Queen of Swords representing Aquarius, okay? It's it's blind, not blind. It's cold intellect in the face of making decisions, okay? Um there will always be some in the collective that choose the less elevated path, okay? And use these energies for ill instead of upliftment. I struggled with that word because it sounds like it should be a word to me, but I'm not sure it's a real word, upliftment. But I'm going to leave it because it describes what I'm trying to say. Aquarius energy can be detached to the point of indifference. This is the negative side of it. Some in the collective will be detached to the point of indifference. There's mercilessness here, disdain and apathy. Okay, think of my hot air balloon analogy. That's Aquarius. Of all the air signs, Gemini is the air that whips around on the ground, right? Little dust devils and the things that whip up the leaves in parking lots. You know, they're beautiful to see. They're rare. They're dynamic. They get the air flowing, ideas flowing. You know, they make you feel awake and alive, but they're short lived, right? And they're a little bit chaotic, but it's good chaos. It's fun chaos. It's more like when they swirl around you, how the leaves tickle. It's chaotic, but it's sweet, right? Libra energy I describe as like the people in the wingsuits that jump off the mountains and glide along the warm air currents. That's what I feel like Libra is. Okay, and then Aquarius is even higher than that. They function up in the stratosphere, okay? They function above everything else intellectually, not physically. Like they don't really, you know, they're not above everybody. They don't feel like that, but they look at things in a wider range. So when they make decisions, it takes the whole scene into consideration. And sometimes when they you swing a sword, there's you know, things that are cut away that other people might feel some certain way about. Meaning their decisions can seem cold, okay? But it's because they're functioning in a higher level of intellectualism. But that means detachment, okay? Detachment from things that, remember that's detachment from things that could muddy the decision making, okay? So that's how I describe um, Aquarius energy. But Aquarius, oh yeah, because we're still in the energy here of just exploring how it could negatively affect us. The people in the collective who choose to walk the lower path, Aquarius also represents revolution and rebellion. Okay, so oh shit, I bumped the thing. I'm sorry, you guys. That should be very interesting to see what happens in 2 weeks when the lunar eclipse happens. That's when the ego comes back up. So before we deal, I'm going to be doing a spread that I came up with for eclipses. We're going to pull the sun, the moon, and the world, okay? And then we're going to get 3 clarifiers for each and see what's going on with that. But I just wanted to show you how I shuffled earlier and then put the cards down, and then when I came to pick them up, it was very interesting that the Fool was on the front, which is a new dawn, a new day. See the sun coming up on a new path. Okay, and he's the key for the Fool is that you go forth unburdened with baggage from the previous cycle, okay? And then on the back of it was the Queen of Swords sitting on her throne, but it was in the river. It's like the back of her, okay? And this, though, means deep memories of favor and grudges. So that's the shadow side of the Queen of Swords. There's grudges that can be held onto. The whole elephants never forget. Yeah, they don't forget the good or the bad. So this is an energy of going forth with no baggage, but staring at the back of you is this idea of I'm not going to forget what they did. I'm not going to forget what they said, which kind of sometimes can be a good thing, but don't hang on to it negatively. This is the Queen of Swords. She swings the swords, she swings the axe, she deals the verdicts, okay? That's why it's Aquarius energy. So I'm going to go through it. I'll pause so that you don't have to watch me go through this whole thing and I'll waste your time. So I'll be right back. Okay, I paused at 10:42 for anyone looking for number syncs. So I went through the deck and I pulled out the sun, the moon, and the world to signify the eclipse, okay? So the interesting thing is in this vice versa deck, I don't keep reversals, but the sun, I found the sun here in the reverse. So I kept it, but we're not going to read it like that because like I said, this deck doesn't have reversals. It just has front and back. So this came out on the back side of the sun, which kind of makes sense because, we're the sun, the moon, whatever, you know what I mean, symbolism. So this represents, so like the front of the sun is joy and success and all is well, and even in the back, even in the backside, it doesn't necessarily mean a reversal. So, and even so with the sun card, it's the most powerfully happy, positive card in the deck. So even in its shadow, it's still pretty damn good. This is saying to beware of challenges, okay? Prepare for dark times, but remain positive. Wow, okay? So that can be taken in a lot of ways. The dark times could be these next 2 weeks, going in through the eclipse cycle. Remember, we do no manifestation work. We're just kind of there in the boat by ourselves, alone in our principles, thinking things through, releasing, caring for ourselves, and, just taking stock of the shadow side. That's what the moon represents, okay? In between, well, the world came out on the backside, so this means marking your milestones and proceed unburdened. What did I say with the Fool that was on the top of the deck before we went through it? Unburdened. This is the last card of the major arcana, and it marks a new cycle, a portal towards a new day. On the other side of this is the Fool card, 0, back to the beginning. Okay, and remember what I said about the Fool was that he goes forth unburdened with baggage from the previous cycle. So this is saying to mark this milestone and proceed unburdened. All right. Then we have the moon here on the front side. This, of course, represents instincts, intuition, and seeing under the ego. So we're going to deal 3 for each and get some clarification on what we're supposed to be looking at in this eclipse cycle, okay? So let's see what issues we need to deal with the sun. It is a warning of, I don't think it's let me think about this for a second because I'm stuttering again. Yep, there it is, the Fool, but now on the reverse side. Oh, we got 3, the Knight of Coins on the reverse side. Yep, slow. And the Knight of Wands on the reverse. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep them. It's just going to be a hard one, but let me think about it. I'll keep them. So the sun, remember, representing the ego was diminished because of the eclipse. Yeah. Excuse me. So we had the Fool on the front side, the new dawn, the new day. But we got it this time, okay, on the reverse, which means, so here we're looking at him face on, and behind him is the sunrise, okay? But this time we're behind him looking towards him going forth, and he's still a little bit in the darkness, which means the dawn is rising, but the day hasn't started yet, right? Um, you can see that the sun is shining on his right side, and it's coming up. But look at what he's following. He's following another shooting star. This was coming up several times in the other readings. That little shooting star in the background. It was also in the Eight of Cups, and it also represents the star, Aquarius energy. So look, this whole cycle starts with us looking forward to the new path. Okay, Aquarius, again, star energy, it's redirection. It's going towards your hopes and wishes. It's the heart recalibrating its path because it knows it wants to go home. It wants to go on an adventure and find new things, but it wants to go home. Okay, so the Fool on the reverse is talking about there's better ahead than there was behind. Okay, and let instincts guide you and heed the signs. That's why the shooting star is there. Heed the signs. Okay, the it's interesting that on the front side, usually the Fool has a guide with him, the dog, the little white dog, and you don't see it here on the front side, but on the back you do. So it's saying that Spirit and your guides have your back, and you might not always acknowledge them because here he is at his feet looking at the Fool going forward like, are you sure you want to go that way? Am I coming with you? Do you acknowledge me? Do you hear me? Do you see me? I'm always here at your feet. I'm always here to guide you, So it almost feels like um the dog is keeping a respectful distance, but he's always there to guide. So definitely heed those signs. The divine speaks to us with those signs. And the dog represents the guidance. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles on the backside. Remember what I was talking about with the Knight of Pentacles? The other readings, this is the slowest motherfucker in the deck. Okay, he is not fast, but he is methodical, meticulous, and dedicated. This is Earth energy. This is Virgo energy. But they sometimes can get mired in details. Look at him just sitting there with that one pentacle. It's big, which means he's had time to help it grow. It's his shield now, right? It's not just a coin in his pocket. This is big enough that he can use it as a shield, all right? But the horse is definitely standing still, and they are in darkness right now. This represents wasted time, being unmoving, but tired of waiting, mulling over, is this a missed opportunity? I'm disappointed, right? The thing about the knight is that none of the knights come to stay, okay? They're not king energy. They haven't made anything. They're coming to initiate something. The pages come with a message or an offer. The knights come to start building or start doing, but they don't stay, except the Knight of Pentacles. The reason he is so slow moving is that he's coming home to stay. And he's coming home prepared. He's coming home in a providing energy. He wants to come home with all his shit. Now, is that the burdens and baggage that the Fool is telling you to shed? Are you going forward into this new cycle with apprehension, with disappointment, and with baggage? Don't do that, okay? The next card here is the Knight of Wands on the reverse. Knight of Wands is Leo energy, fearlessness, optimism, coming in with a lit torch, passionate and noble. But on the backside, he's going into the night. Okay, he's off into the distance. And there's lightning there. There was another card where there was lightning out of nowhere, and I can't remember. Oh, it was the backside of the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is that momentum, that action. But in that case, there was lightning coming in, talking about your energy. What you put out is coming back to you. Okay. That what did you do? Did you put out good energy? Because that'll come back. Did you put out negative energy? Because that'll come back. And this feels like the same kind of lightning coming out with that wand, right? All this means is that he's kind of walking into the storm, but he's going fearless, almost recklessly. Okay, this is somebody who likes the thrill of it. That's good. I like this. It feels brave. I feel bravery here. But again, with that meticulousness, don't get bogged down. That's Virgo energy. I always describe Virgos as so they're honorary air signs because they're ruled by Mercury, which co-rules Gemini. So they're honorary intellectuals, honorary air signs. But they don't because excuse me. Because it's not their true ruler, the energy is a little bit I won't say uncomfortable. It's a little bit uncomfortable for them to deal with sometimes because, like I was talking about Gemini, how the air energy whips them up into little dust devils and dirt devils, and they're dynamic and beautiful and everything. But when air swirls around on the earth in the dirt, it just makes little ruts. It just puts them in a rut around and around. Anybody who's known a Virgo, they can get down in that analysis paralysis. So that's how the intellectualness of the intellectualness of Mercury energy affects those Virgos. They can get that they're not the hermits of the deck for nothing. They can get bogged down in that intellectualism. The detail, right? This also has a little bit of Taurus energy in it with the Knight of Pentacles. What does it say? Tired of what? Tired of waiting. Well, you're the one that's holding yourself up, you know? Knight of Pentacles, I'm tired of waiting. Oh, then go. Go. Mush. You know, because that horse is just standing there. And if I spank it on the ass, it's going to kick me. So you're the one that has to go forward, okay? And I think they do. I think you will go forward with that Knight of Wands recklessly, fearlessly. But be careful of the ego. This is Leo energy with this Knight of Wands. Okay? This could be being too full of yourself, being erratic, dramatic. Okay? Yeah, but I like it. I can't deny it. I like it. I like that feeling. Yes, go wreck shop, baby. Yes. Take your wand, set that bitch on fire. Let's go. That's how I feel about that. We'll do. See, and this is what we're going to be dealing with in the shadow, okay? Going forward, not going forward, then going forward recklessly to burn it down. All right? Let's see. I want to see the world, the milestones, the markers. What are we? Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, we addressed that a couple readings ago. One more, please. Go proceed unburdened. Okay. All right. Oh, Chariot. But it's in the reverse. Damn it. That's okay. That's okay because it's not, that means there's no going back. So what we dropped first was the strength on the backside, and here don't we see it again? The devil is present, and we'll get to that. Strength is the Empress, Taurus and Libra, Venus energy, balance, justice, aesthetic, peace, abundance, compassion, all those things come down off her throne to wrestle with the ego, the lion of Leo. Okay? This is the balance between power and peace. That's when your strength comes forth. So strength. Everybody's like, well, how do I draw on strength? A lot of times when the strength drops in a reading, it's like, oh, you need strength. Yes, the fuck I need strength. I'm here with you to find out, how do I get my strength? And it comes from balancing your power, what power you have, and your peace. There's also the reverse of that. Be peaceful in your power, meaning you don't have to be a bully. You don't have to be uncaring. You don't have to be a tyrant. You don't have to be a dictator. You don't have to burn any. Well, I mean, I'm saying burn it from the first, the other cards. You don't have to be, what's the word? I can't think of it. Because once you find your power, you will be peaceful, right? Um, they're telling me to use boundaries as the example, okay? Once you set boundaries, think of yourself at a window, okay? And the window's open and people are yelling through the window. And all you do is you look over and you close the window, you close the blind, and you're at peace again because you're not even giving a fuck about their upheaval. Okay, that's your power to assert yourself and be peaceful in it. I hope that came out right. Now, on the backside, it's talking about facing your fears, facing the shadow. Holy shit, that's what I wrote. Face your shadow. And that's what we're working on in the eclipse season, facing the shadow. So here we've got, look, she's looking at him like, listen, we got the devil in front of us, and you're really embarrassing me right now with this pride. So I need you to stop crying and let go of whatever's in your mouth that you're not supposed to have, because we need to get this shit together. Because what they're facing, if we go behind them and look forward, is there's the devil in front of them, okay? But the thing with this card, it makes me laugh because the devil like has his hands on his hips like, why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm here to test you. I'm here to torment you. And she's like, just give me a minute. I'm talking right now. Okay? I'm doing this right now. Me and the lion are having a conversation. You just hush. So it's like facing your shadow. Now, we did have the devil in another reading recently where his back was turned, and the advice was make a break for it now while the devil has his back turned. Okay? Well, now he's facing us, and we have to use our strength to get to face him. After that, we dropped the beautiful 10 of Cups. Look at that. Bliss, love comes home, simplicity and bliss. Look at that. Now, when we were talking about the Fool earlier, following the shooting star, that's a soul, maybe the whole collective, whoever resonates with the Fool energy, recalibrating so that they can go back home. And I hear it's not just home physically, it's home in the heart, it's home in the spirit, okay? It's a place where you feel safe, you can be renewed, you can be seen and accepted. It's something like that. And here's that 10 of Cups. That's the home you're going towards. Simplicity and bliss. Blissed out. Oh, what did we channel the other day? With the 6 of Cups. It was like, if you like pina coladas, right? And getting caught in the rain. This was the part where it was, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape. Because there they are on the shore, right? With those 10 cups just making out, feeling each other up, feeling each other, period. With the rainbow over them, okay? I love this. And after that, we dropped the Chariot on the reverse, okay? This is showing us that once we depart through this portal, there's no going back. Because if you look at the Chariot card, you see the road behind him is falling away. That's the old path. Okay, this is going forth on the new path. No going back. Okay? Let your intuition guide you and continue forward. That's what we're dealing with here with the world energy. And now we get to the moon, la beautiful Luna. Let's see what the moon here is. This is intuition, instincts, letting go of the ego, doing shadow work, seeing underneath. This also being Cancer energy rules cycles, rhythms, feminine energy. So again, the masculine energy, the feminine energy, the world in the middle. This is definitely getting in touch with intuition. Oh, and okay, the rhythms, the cycles. I sometimes feel like, why did I want to say Virgo energy here? Oh, rhythms and cycles and habits and things like that. That's kind of very Virgo energy. Things that bring us comfort. But with Cancer, this is stuff that we just find ourselves, again, like with that Virgo energy, in the rut. This is stuff that keeps washing back. Okay, if you think of the tides, Cancer rules everything around all the life that is affected by the tides. Okay, so it's the shoreline, like here with that 10 of cups on the shore. The moon is the things in the shoreline, the tide pools, the marinas, the fishing, things like that, you know. But it goes in cycles, even feminine cycles. Okay, I don't know if anybody else is having a kind of funky cycle going right now. But the moon rules that also. So, feminine energy cycles, things that come back, right? And even though it's sometimes advice to deal with the things in the cycle, it's always going to come back because the moon, that energy is constant. So instead of fighting that tide, go with it. Okay, we're going to find the things here in the cycles of the moon that need to be addressed. Well, that's too many. But that's 3, but I don't want these. What do we have here? All right. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, that's a good one. I'll keep that one. And okay, yeah. All right, I'll keep them. Dang, drop me 3 at a time. Okay, and I'm not going to do bottoms of the decks because this is already too long. So with the moon, what are we supposed to be looking at on the shadow? We've got the Queen of Pentacles on the backside. This is Capricorn energy, but because this is from looking at her from the reverse, this is overwhelmed. She's feeling overwhelmed, unsupported, or weakened. Oh, my handwriting is atrocious. So, Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, she's friendly, she's welcoming, she has a garden full that she can share. She manages, well managed. Capricorn energy is very efficient and very organized. Likes the scheduling, keeps things nurtured and prepared, right? But on the reverse, it's overwhelmed. I think this is somebody who may feel that their resources are overwhelmed here. Okay, this gives a feeling like I can't give to everyone. And this is not emotional energy. This is pentacle energy, which is actually giving effort, right? Time, money, thought processes, effort, putting in the work. This is a queen who has come to a point where she is tired. All right, so deal with this tiredness of spirit underneath the moons in this moon cycle. Okay, we also have the 9 of Swords, but the good thing is that it's on the back side. So when we're looking at we're looking from behind him towards a window where the sun is rising. This could be the new dawn, the new day of the Fool card. Okay, looking towards looking towards that new hope. This is breakthrough. Okay, it gets better. Darkness is behind you. This is a breakthrough of releasing the negative self-talk, releasing the toxic beliefs that you have. Okay, the swords are always mental energy, intellectual energy, thought processes, communication, how we deal with that. The 9 is Aquarius energy, but from the back you can see he's gonna get up out of that bed of where he suffered through the 9 of Swords. That was anxiety, it's sleepless nights, nightmares, self-doubts, self-talk that brought you down, you know, or it could have been gossip. It could have been letting things that other people said to you taking it to heart in a negative way. But in the backside, there's that new dawn. It's like, I am breaking free of this. And as he gets up, those swords will fade from his view. Okay, I love this. This is a breakthrough. In this in this shadow work, we will have a breakthrough that releases us from this overwhelmed feeling of that mental anguish. And then we have the High Priestess on the reverse side. Remember the High Priestess. This is Pisces energy. I believe the next so the next cycle, the sun, we're going to have the lunar eclipse in Aquarius in sidereal astrology, which means it will be in Pisces in tropical, if I'm correct. Okay, so here's that Pisces energy. She's been slinking around in the readings for the past few weeks. This is somebody who, it's like the knowledge hits them, it's like a given in their mind. I'm not going to say that they take it for granted, because they don't. It's just almost instantaneous. The intuitive knowledge that a Pisces can have. I say can because not all of them do. But her secret is that she positions herself between the pillars of the black and the black and white pillars. And that to me symbolizes that true intuition, true, I'm drawing a blank here. Spiritual enlightenment comes when you realize that the truth is somewhere in between the black and the white. Okay, here on the backside, we have been allowed entry into the inner sanctum behind her. Okay, here we have the gold key and the silver key representing the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine. We are now in an area of spiritual advancement. Access is granted. There is progression here. You now see beyond the surface. Okay, see beyond the surface. That's interesting. They're showing me the tide pools again of Cancer, like I was talking about the tide pools. They come alive when the water comes in, which means there are things in the psyche that get triggered, for better or worse, when emotion hits. Okay? This card has this almost like a pool here. That's how I'm perceiving it. A pool with the moon shining on it. Do you see that? Here we have the moon card. I don't know how I can position it here. See the moon card, and then the high priestess, and the moon is shining on the pool behind her. Let me see if I can lighten this up. It's not any better. Oh well. I hope you guys see the symbolism here. So it's saying to see beyond the surface, and then it's showing us this pool of water that has moonlight shining on it. Yeah. I have these positioned wrong, so we're going to switch them here. This is what the eclipse looks like. It's the moon in between the sun and the earth. So we're going to switch this. It doesn't change the interpretation. I'm just positioning them correctly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's review and then we'll wrap it up. The sun, now they were saying how this could be energy that is a little bit diminished because the moon is eclipsing it. And remember, we had the Fool, which is the Fool on the backside, better ahead than behind, and instincts guiding you, heeding the signs that could be a little diminished. Maybe you're not heeding the signs. Maybe you're in an energy of thinking the future won't be better. The sun is in the reverse here, and I was wondering why I needed to keep it like that, and maybe that's why. It's because this is what's being diminished. Again, with that Page of Pentacles, or not page, the Knight of Pentacles energy, this was an unmoving feeling of time being wasted. Maybe you're coming out of that because that's also diminished here. And on top of it, somebody is in the energy of that Knight of Wands, going in fearlessly, going in maybe a little bit reckless, being a little bit dramatic. Remember that there's the positive and the negative to both. The negative part is what we're dealing with under the in the moon, in the shadow work. Okay, that recklessness, the dramaticness. But I do like the energy of at least go, the active energy of doing. Okay, here under the moon, what is being asked to be addressed in the shadow. You're overwhelmed. The feeling of overwhelm, that Queen of Pentacles on the reverse, just tired. She still has the resources to share, but she knows that there has to be care in those resources so that there can be some for the future. And then we have that great Nine of Swords on the backside. The new dawn, the new day, the darkness is behind you. There's a breakthrough here. It does get better if we do the shadow work. And on top of that, the result of that will be this High Priestess on the backside. We are now allowed entry into higher wisdom. Okay, the moon shining on this pool, it's talking about seeing below the surface. You will be able to address the things that are coming in. Right, the world, this is what the energies, how this might play out in the world. Okay, we've got that devil, not the strength in the reverse, facing your shadow. Okay, 10 of Cups, blissed out love, simplicity, and a heart coming home. And the Chariot on the back side, the last card, is that there's no going back. And you see her going through the portal here in the World card. There's no coming back. Okay, we actually have like a layout of a journey here, with the Fool in the beginning, that's card 0, the initiative step, and then the Chariot on the end, marking that that old path is falling away. There's no going back, onward and upward. Letting your intuition be your guide and continuing forward. So that's really good energy for this eclipse cycle. We're running a little long, but it is an eclipse reading, so I'll give it the grace. So we're going to go ahead and get some final thoughts with the theme deck, what we're going to be looking at in the next 2 weeks. Let's go through the signs here. Of course, Leo with the sun, Cancer with the moon. Leo and Cancer represent the masculine and the feminine, the father and the mother, order and authority, and emotion and care. And then we've got the world, which usually means like the ending of a cycle, the portal to the next path. It also represents reward, like karma is finally being dealt. Whatever we grew along. Remember, the world is the last card, and then we ended up, the beginning of the reading started again with the Fool. We came back around, okay? So there's no going back to the last. There's no going back to the previous cycle. Go forward unburdened with no baggage, because yeah. Let's get some clarification here, please. Let's get some advice for the collective in this cycle. Hang on, it's too many. Oh, the sun. Okay, I'll take these. The cauldron. Something stewing, something simmering, something processing. Okay. Don't lift the lid. Okay? Don't lift the lid when something is cooking. And then we have cobwebs here. You are protected from negative forces beyond your control. Okay, that could be that fear falling away. Oh, save point again. Okay, I mean, that's apropos. You think in video games when you come to a save point, right? You save your progress, all right? It's a rest point. You remove things you don't need. You restore yourself. You gather your resources. You preserve what you have. You purge what you don't need. You take inventory and you make a plan to go forward. Okay, I'll put that on the chariot because it says talks about going forward. And then we have the chipped cup. Okay, there's dissatisfaction here, disappointment in the domestic home. I'm going to put that over here with that Knight of Pentacles because he talks about disappointment. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. The finger. You're giving too many fucks. You got the finger. This is not the divine giving you the finger. This is saying you give too many fucks. You got to give the finger more. That could be the ego, okay? Now 555 change, okay? Time for you to embrace change and follow a new path. Yeah. Okay. We got that. 555. We got the finger. You give too many fucks. Can't give none. Okay. Let's get a couple more. We'll wrap this up. Nope, that's too many. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? I'm not even taking that one. No. Sorry. It's been kind of rainy lately, so my cards get sticky when there's humidity. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that one. I love that one. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That's not weakness. That's life. So there could be somebody here who doesn't want to take that step forward, that Knight of Pentacles, because they're afraid of making a mistake. Okay. And this is saying you can commit no mistakes and still lose, but that's not a weakness. That's just life. You have to be able to adjust. And we've got a female family member. And the message 333, angels and spirit are near you. Quote, we hear you. So is there something that this family member wants to say? Let's get a couple for that. Female family member is present. And it's saying, we hear you. Okay, so what do they hear? Got another number card, 111, new beginnings, self-expression, get your bearings in this new cycle. Rainbow, the worst is over. Do we want one more? We'll get one more. Luna, there's the moon again. The unconscious, the instincts, habits, cycles, and moods. Okay? Hidden influences, secrets, and the mother energy. All right, I think that's it. Is that it? The north and south node. We're not going to address the north and south node this time, though. Can't remember. I think this north node's in Aries. I'm not sure. Is that it? One more? The wheel. What goes around comes around. Okay. The wheel of fortune. What goes up must come down. This is all just part of the turning of the world, okay? This is all just part of life. That's what I have for you guys. I hope that resonated. My information is in the description: Venmo, Cash App, email. I'm open for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. If this vibed with you, please leave a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't ever get comments, but I'm a Libra. Let's talk, tell me how it resonated. So what do we have coming up? Today is Sunday. Let's see here. I'll get my schedule real quick so you guys know what's coming up. Today's the 25th. Tomorrow's the 25th. I think I'm gonna switch that. We'll just do a daily energy tomorrow because I had something on here with the moon, but we've already addressed the moon, so we'll do a daily energy tomorrow. All right. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope this resonated. Until I see you in the next reading. Kid, thanks. Bye.